With the Arizona Cardinals getting ready for week 2 of preseason, all eyes are on the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Today, we're going to dive into what to expect for week 2 of preseason, and the Arizona Cardinals just signed a new player to the roster. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Ladies and gentlemen, definitely follow me on all my social platforms. We are going to dive into week 2 of preseason, Arizona Cardinals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Alright, let's first start on the newest addition to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, we did get a tweet here from Brett Tessler, and it says this: the Arizona Cardinals just signed my client, Braylon Jones, center/guard, from Houston to a 1-year deal. Recently played for the Houston Gamblers in the USFL and was with the Dallas Cowboys prior to that. So it seems like the Arizona Cardinals are bringing in some interior line help, which is obviously needed. As of right now, I believe we are rolling with Will Hernandez, and then we got Elijah Wilkinson for our guards, and then a center being for Holt. So the Cardinals are bringing in some people, right? It seems like the Cardinals want to maybe bring in some camp bodies more than anything. We'll have to kind of wait and see. I think per JG, there is still an open competition with several positions. So maybe it might be a guy that might push the needle, right? And trying to get in this 53-man roster. Or might be a camp body. Might be somebody that they might cut by the time they cut everything down to the 53-man. So as of right now, that is the newest addition for the Arizona Cardinals. Now let's go ahead and dive into what to exactly expect for week 2 of preseason. Now, at least for the Arizona Cardinals side, I can only imagine and assume that it's going to be very similar to what we've seen in week 1 of preseason, where we did see some Arizona Cardinals starters, but in a very, very limited fashion. And we saw a good heavy dose of Clayton Tune, and we also saw David Blau towards the end of the game. I think we're going to be seeing something very similar to that for week 2, unless the game determines something differently, because we did get some news about the Kansas City Chiefs that we're going to be diving into here pretty soon. So that's what I'm only assuming. I think we might be holding out the big guys, right? Like your James Conner and your Marquise Hollywood Brown. That's kind of what we did in week 1. We didn't really see them a lot, although yes, we saw starters. We didn't see the big starters out there, right? So I think we're going to be kind of similar to that as well. I don't expect to see Zach Ertz, especially because he's coming off of that huge injury, and they're not going to rush him until week 1, especially since he's trending to start week 1 for the Arizona Cardinals. So that's what I would expect, at least for the Arizona Cardinals side, which I'm excited about, right? I want to see what a lot of these young guys can do anyway, so it only benefits the Arizona Cardinals fans to see what they can actually do. Now, let's dive into the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we ended up getting a report here from James Palmer, and it says this: Andy Reid says the Chiefs starters will play the first half versus the Cardinals. Expect Mahomes and others to possibly play less. The flow of the game always dictates what ends up happening. So please keep in mind that the Kansas City Chiefs their intention is to play the starters. Now, that's going to be either the full half, maybe, a half and maybe a half and then some, maybe less than a half. But I do truly think that Andy Reid's full intention is to make sure that they get as much reps as they possibly can to get ready for week 1 of the regular season. A lot of times these teams, they don't really play starters in week 3, so this is kind of the best opportunity to start seeing what your starters can do and if they're ready for football form, right? If they're ready for week 1. So that's going to be very interesting for the Arizona Cardinals, right? Now, I do believe that when we played the Denver Broncos against Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, I think our defense did very well. Now, I know with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be a completely different ball game. It's going to be a offensive mastermind, right, in terms of Andy Reid versus our defensive coordinator and our defensive-minded head coach in JG. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we're going to be able to adapt to stop or at least try to slow down that offense over there, which is a very high-powered offense. That is a very extremely hard offense to stop with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So I'm excited and curious to figure out how they are going to be able to try to slow down that offense. It's going to be very telling, right? Budda Baker's going to have his work cut out for him. Zaven Collins, as well as all the other starters here for the Arizona Cardinals. So very interesting to see how that's going to shake out here. Now, one thing that I'm excited about, obviously the progression of Michael Wilson. We ended up seeing him getting another really good touchdown in camp. camp, but this is going to be from McCoy more than anything. So I'm excited about that. Now, would I love to see James Conner? Yes, I would. Would I have loved to see, Marquise Hollywood Brown in this game? Yes, I would. And I don't think right now it's completely under wraps that they won't play, but I believe they're not going to. And if they do, it's going to be very, very limited. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how it all shakes out. But as of right now, we're going to be looking at a very high-powered offensive team coming in here in State Farm Stadium that's probably going to want to win. It's probably going to want to win, especially because the way that they lost against week 1 against the Saints, they probably left with a bad taste in their mouth, right? And we don't want to be caught on the other side of a team trying to prove that they could still win games, right? So as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts here about Patrick Mahomes most likely playing the first half of this game? Are you worried? Are you not worried? Are you willing to accept the challenge? What are your thoughts here? Put it in the comments below. Also, let me know about the newest addition here for the Arizona Cardinals, being none other than Braylon Jones. Let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cards.